What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. And in this video today, I'm going to go through with you guys my top 5 racing tips. These are tips that have helped me a lot when I was racing, and these are from personal experience. Things that I've went through and figured out that these are the best things to be doing, and I'm going to share it with you guys right now. Let's get into it. So the first tip that I have for you guys, and it's probably the most important one, is to never look back. All right, never look behind you. All right, especially if you're in first. You do not want to look behind you, because it's going to throw you off your focus. You need to keep focused on what's in front of you. That's very important, because if you keep looking behind you, you're going to think that you're not supposed to be in this position. No, you worked hard for that. All right, you know where you're supposed to be, which is in first or second, 5th, 10th, wherever you're at. You worked for that. All right, keep your eyes focused in front of you on the race at hand. Don't look behind you. And wherever you place at the end, that's where you deserve to place. You worked for that. All right, don't be worried about who's behind you. Always worry about what's in front of you. So that's the first tip, and it's the most important. When you're racing, don't look behind you. Now, there's special occasions when where you might need to look behind you, and that's when you're, I want to say, neck and neck with somebody, or somebody's like at least, two steps behind you, and you need to see where they're at before you make your mad dash or your sprint to the finish. That's when you might look behind you, just to see where they're at. But throughout the course of the race, you should only be looking behind you maybe once or twice. But honestly, you shouldn't be looking behind you at all. Run your race, all right? That's the most important tip. So an example for tip number 1 from personal experience, a friend of mine, when I was racing the Broadway Bomb, he's always seen me looking back behind me. I was in first, he was in second. And that year, I told myself I was gonna at least get top 3. But I was in first. So I just kept looking behind me, and it was honestly a mistake, because who I was looking for? I was looking for Kiefer, and I was trying to see if he was coming, which of course he was. But I was just like, I have to hold him off, So I'm looking behind me probably like every 10 blocks. And my friend, he goes to me, he's like, in the race, he's like, you need to stop looking behind you. Run your race. Look in front of you. All right? If you keep looking behind you, you're going to lose focus. You're worried about other people that are not even in the picture. In the picture is what's in front of you. And that always stuck with me. And ever since then, that's how I've been honestly so focused in my races. It's because I know that I work to get to where I'm at. And whatever the outcome is during that race, that's just how the cards panned out. And I have to accept it. Just be better next year and be ready for it. Number 2, develop a pace early and maintain it. All right. So when you first start your race, you might have gone out too fast, or you might have gone out too slow, but you need to develop a pace that you can maintain throughout the entirety of the race. So if you've gone out too fast, maybe dial it back some. If you've gone out too slow, pick up the pace a little bit and maintain it. All right. You don't want to burn yourself out if you went out too fast. That's going to be a major problem when you get to the finish line. You're not going to have enough energy. And if you've gone out too slow, well, you're going to lose the race because everybody else is gone. So think about these things when you're racing, all right? You don't want to go out too fast. You don't want to go out too slow, but you want to make sure that you maintain a pace that you can hold, all right? Because you don't want to get to the end and you're gassed. Trust me, you don't want to do that, all right? Tip number 3. Stay with the group for as long as you can. Now, why do you think it's important to stay with a group? You get to conserve your energy. That's a big, big part of racing within a group. You guys conserve energy together. So some people are leading, some people are in the back, but it's like it's a constant train. People are going to the front, and then when they get tired, they circle to the back, to the back, to the back. And then it's a constant cycle that goes, all right? So it helps everybody to maintain their energy and keep a pace. That's the most important part. you need to keep a pace. That's what I just said in step 2. Develop that pace. So if you're with a group of people and you guys are helping each other maintain a pace, that's going to be super beneficial. When you guys get to the end, you want to make sure that you have enough energy to make that sprint. All right? That's going to lead me into tip number 4. Make sure you have enough energy saved for the end, just in case you need to make that mad dash. All right? If you guys are all maintaining pace together and nobody sprinted ahead, then you guys probably all have enough energy to make a sprint at the end. So you want to make sure that you have the most energy so that you can make that sprint and win your race. So definitely make sure that you're training hard enough or well enough so that you have enough energy to make a sprint. So you want to make sure that you're not gassed at the end and you have enough energy. So you got to train hard. Hopefully you guys are training harder than last time. Hopefully you guys are training harder than last time so that you can be ready for these races. That's really important. And tip number 5, my last tip, is to make sure that you have a playlist ready. You need a playlist, maybe new songs or some old songs or a mix of both, but you want a playlist because I know we all listen to music. Music is very motivating, especially if it's a new song that you get and it really hypes you up. That's going to be super beneficial when you're racing because it's going to give you that extra energy, that added boost that you need when you're racing. So you want to make sure that you have a playlist ready. I'd say probably a week before the race so that you know these top 5, top 10 songs that you're going to be using for the race. And you know that they get you hyped, they get you excited. You're going to need that throughout the entire race. All right? My first time racing, didn't have a playlist ready. So I'm switching through songs as I'm racing. It's kind of killing my momentum a little bit. So you want to make sure that playlists are already ready. So that is going to be the end of today's video. If you guys get any value from this kind of content, make sure you guys go ahead and subscribe to my channel where I have more value content, point of views, and vlogs coming your way. Also, make sure you guys follow me on Instagram at j_sev. It'll be on the screen right now. And I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.